Himalayan versus Celtic sea salt. Which is better? The salt in your kitchen might be silently harming your health, while another salt that looks almost the same could protect your heart, balance minerals, and boost energy. Everyone thinks all salts are basically the same, but that's a big mistake. Today, we're digging into the real truth about Himalayan salt versus Celtic sea salt, and by the end, you'll know exactly which one deserves a spot on your table. Most people never think twice about salt. Shake it, sprinkle it, done. But here's the thing. The type of salt you use can change what's happening inside your body. Some salts are stripped down to nothing but sodium chloride. Others are loaded with trace minerals your body craves. But here's the twist. Not all natural salts are created equal either. Himalayan salt and Celtic sea salt are the two most hyped salts out there. But which one is actually better for you? That's what we're going to uncover today. The problem is that salt has been labeled the bad guy for decades. Doctors want us to cut back, and supermarkets push the same refined table salt that spikes blood pressure. The problem? That advice leaves millions of people confused and reaching for the wrong salt. So people go looking for healthier options. They see pink Himalayan salt trending all over Instagram, or they hear that grey Celtic sea salt is the cleanest salt on earth. But here's the challenge. If you don't know the differences, you might spend extra money on a salt that doesn't really give you the health benefits you're expecting. Stick with me until the end, because once you know the truth, you'll never waste money on the wrong salt again. Himalayan salt, the pink gold. Let's start with the famous one, Himalayan pink salt. It comes from ancient sea deposits in the Punjab region of Pakistan, protected for millions of years under rock layers. That's why people call it one of the purest salts on the planet. Now, what makes it stand out? The color. That pink tint comes from natural iron minerals. They give the salt its unique color and are part of what makes it different from plain table salt. In fact, those tiny mineral traces are part of the reason it's considered healthier than plain table salt. Himalayan salt is said to contain over 80 different trace minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium. But here's the truth bomb. Those minerals only make up about 2% of the salt. The other 98%, it's still sodium chloride. So yes, you do get minerals, but not enough to replace a balanced diet. Where Himalayan salt really shines is purity. Since it's mined from underground, it hasn't been exposed to modern ocean pollution. That's a big deal because our oceans today are filled with microplastics and heavy metals. Himalayan salt has been shielded from all that. People also claim it can improve hydration, regulate pH balance, and even support better sleep. While the science isn't rock solid on all of those claims, many people notice they feel less bloated and more balanced when they switch to pink salt compared to table salt. Celtic sea salt, the living salt. Now, let's look at Celtic sea salt. This salt comes from the coastal regions of France, mainly harvested by hand using wooden tools. It has a greyish colour because it's dried in clay ponds that give it that earthy mineral tint. Unlike Himalayan salt, which is mined and dry, Celtic sea salt is moist to the touch. That moisture is actually a good sign. It shows the salt still contains natural electrolytes. Many nutritionists argue that Celtic salt is better at supporting hydration because of this mineral balance. And just like Himalayan salt, it's full of trace minerals. But here's where it gets interesting. Celtic salt has a higher magnesium content compared to Himalayan salt. Magnesium is a mineral most people are deficient in, and it's key for muscle relaxation, energy production, and even keeping your heart rhythm steady. Some people even call Celtic sea salt the living salt because it comes straight from the ocean with minimal processing. But here's the downside. Since it's harvested from modern seas, there is a risk of microplastics or pollutants sneaking in. Good suppliers test and clean the salt, but it's still something to think about. Here's the kicker. One salt is pure and untouched for millions of years, while the other might carry traces of modern pollution. But does that actually make one healthier than the other? Let's break it down. If purity is your top concern, Himalayan pink salt wins. Untouched, ancient, and free from modern toxins. But if your body needs hydration and minerals, Celtic sea salt takes the crown. That's the real truth most people never hear. Here's a simple way to look at it. Want the cleanest, purest salt? Pick Himalayan. Want the most electrolyte-rich salt? Pick Celtic. And if you want the best of both worlds, rotate them. Use Himalayan pink salt for everyday cooking, and Celtic sea salt in drinks or recipes where hydration and minerals really matter. So the truth is, both salts are healthier than plain old table salt, but they each bring something different to the table. Himalayan salt gives you purity and safety from pollution. Celtic sea salt gives you a mineral boost and hydration support. Choosing the right one depends on your body's needs. Now it's your turn. Which salt is in your kitchen right now? Pink Himalayan or Celtic sea salt? Comment below and let's settle this once and for all. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who still uses plain table salt, and subscribe for more straight-to-the-point health tips. Salt isn't just flavor, it's fuel. Choose the right kind, and it becomes medicine instead of poison.